Welcome to your Daily 5 for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Well, if starting off 2024 with a paranoid conspiracy thriller wasn't really your speed, I have good news for you because today's movie is one that is beautiful, it is heartwarming, it's just a charming little independent film that I would recommend to just about anybody. It is 1988's Tokyo Pop. Now, I think, as a lot of stuff lately has come across I was going to say my desk, but that's not really the word. A lot of things have come to my attention through the video game website Aftermath. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw this, that they were talking about the remaster of this film. It was recently remastered by, I don't know if they're still called Kino Lorber or if they're just Kino now, because their service is just called Kino now. So I'll just say Kino, Kino. They have well, it's not really a streaming service. It doesn't have a subscription. It's basically a digital service where you can rent or buy their titles. You can also get them physically, which I will probably get the physical edition of this. And so I went over there. It was a $5 rental. I paid that. I watched it. I would have paid 4 times that or probably more if it was the only way to watch it because I was so delighted with this movie, I have to be honest. I expected to like it because just the imagery looked really fantastic. It's 1988. It's partially, a small amount of it is in New York City from that time period, which I'm always a fan of. And then the majority of it takes place in, I think it's mostly Tokyo, but definitely Japan in the late 80s, which is also a time I'm a fan of. Lots of neon, lots of really wonderful fashions, Japanese culture, all that stuff. It's just fantastic. So just on the look and the music, I probably would have been in because the soundtrack's really good too. But I have to tell you, I really love this story. And it's funny because if you've seen Lost in Translation, you will see a lot of parallels between this film and the one that came 14 years after. I mean, parallels that make me wonder if this was not Sofia Coppola's reimagining source. I don't know. It's just very, very similar. In any event, I'm not saying necessarily plagiarism. It just seems like there's a lot of parallel connections between these movies. But in any event, the story concerns Wendy, a aspiring singer in New York City, who gets frustrated because she's not getting any good jobs. And so she hears from a friend of hers she thinks is living in Japan, goes over, spends basically all her money to get to Japan to try to make it over there and see her friend. Her friend has left and is now living in Thailand. And so Wendy basically starts working as a karaoke singer at a low-end hostess club in Japan. And she's very unhappy. She's trying to make a go of it as a singer. She wants to do her own thing. And that leads her to meet Hiro, who is the lead singer of a boy band that mostly performs cover songs of American songs, which I guess, I don't know how accurate this is, but the movie portrays it as something that bands did that they could get some kind of contracts and fame from. And so Hiro wants to do his own stuff. Wendy's trying to do her own thing, and they decide to make a go of it as the lead, the power couple lead of the band that Hiro's already a part of. And the movie really then, there's the initial fish out of water stuff where Wendy just kind of doesn't get what Japan's all about, and Hiro's trying to instruct her on it. And then there's a point where they find some fame, and then the movie becomes a study of, can these two people get what they really want in the same place together? And that's really what the second half of the movie is about, is these two people trying to be honest about what they want and trying to figure out if that's even possible where they are when they are together. And it's just a beautiful movie. And it's really because Carrie Hamilton and Diamond Yukai, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, they are so good as the leads. They just have this instant chemistry. They're so watchable. They both can sing their songs because they perform themselves their main songs of the film. And I always love that. That's like watching a martial arts film where you know that the people doing the stunts were doing the stunts. It just enhances everything. And while this film isn't really a musical, it does have a lot of music in it. And in particular, when they perform each other's main songs towards the end of the film, it's great. I really came out of this movie so just delighted. That's the only word I can come up with. I'm so delighted with this movie. I'm so glad I watched it. I'm so glad it's available in the format that it is. It's a really nice transfer and remaster of it. And I would encourage anybody, go and at least rent this. You'll probably end up buying it, which is what I'm going to end up doing. But it's such a great little movie. Not only, especially if you're into 80s nostalgia, which I am. That just makes it twice as good as it already would be because you have the fashion and everything else. So again, 1988, Tokyo Pop. You can rent it and stream it over on Kino now, and you should do so as soon as possible. Later.